This is WFYI News Now. It's March 24th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, why Governor Mike Braun was at the White House last Thursday. Members of an American Postal Workers Union push against the privatization of the U.S. Postal Service. And a Republican-led bill aims to block zoning rules from hindering charter schools from opening.
If a school is going to open by a highway, in the back of an alley, in a basement, these are zoning issues that should be regulated at the local level.
Those stories coming up, but first. The Purdue men's basketball team is advancing to the Sweet 16. The Boilermakers dominated McNeese State on Saturday, taking a double-digit lead in the first half and keeping it for most of the game to defeat the Cowboys 76-62. During the post-game conference, Coach Matt Painter recognized the team's strong defense and success at rebounds, but noted some careless turnovers.
We can't go further without playing great offensively. We just can't. We have to play great. We have to execute well. We have to shoot the ball well.
Purdue will return to Indiana for their next game. This Friday, they'll play against the University of Houston in Indianapolis. Last year, the Boilermakers made it to the March Madness championship game, but lost to UConn. Governor Mike Braun was at the White House last Thursday when President Donald Trump signed an executive order to start eliminating the U.S. Department of Education. WFYI's Eric Weddle has more.
President Trump shouted out Indiana's new governor during the ceremony.
Mike Braun, congratulations on your victory, Mike. That was a big one.
In a social media post, Braun said he supported Trump's plan to return authority over education to the states, and that will put parents in the driver's seat of how their children learn. It's unclear how the order will eventually impact Indiana. Congress must first approve the shutdown of the department. Indiana's K-12 schools received around $1.8 billion in federal funding, according to the most recent data. Expanding school choice options is one of the Braun administration's priorities. I'm Eric Weddle.
Members of an American Postal Workers Union gathered at the Indiana Statehouse last week as part of a national push against the privatization of the U.S. Postal Service. Indiana Public Broadcasting's Tamoria Cunningham reports the union says it wants the Postal Service to remain an independent public agency.
The push by postal workers against privatization comes after billionaire Elon Musk, who is advising President Donald Trump on major cuts to the federal government, said the agency should be privatized. Charlotte Hyatt is a USPS worker and member of the Indianapolis area local American Postal Workers Union. Hyatt says privatization could reduce delivery frequency for customers and possibly lead to layoffs.
If they was to privatize, it would not be the people's post office anymore. Right now, it's all Americans. It's everybody's post office. The Postal Service belongs to all the people.
The USPS is self-funded, relying on the sale of its products and services to cover its operations. There are currently over 650,000 USPS workers across the U.S. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Tamoria Cunningham.
And for our final story today, a Republican-led bill aims to block zoning rules from hindering charter schools from opening. From WFYI's Education Desk, Rachel Fredette reports on how an all-girls charter school in Washington Township inspired the legislation.
A school sponsored by the Girl Scouts of Central Indiana opened this academic year in a rented building. School leaders say community pushback delayed the rezoning for the building they purchased for the school. The Washington Township School District used the zoning process to oppose its opening. Republican Representative Bob Mating doesn't want that to happen again.
To put barriers in front of Girl Scouts that wanted to operate this in that community made no sense to me.
Democrat Fadi Kodora represents parts of Washington Township in the Indiana Senate. He says zoning is a local control issue.
If a school is going to open by a highway, in the back of an alley, in a basement, these are zoning issues that should be regulated at the local level.
About 55 students enrolled this year in the Girls in STEM Academy. I'm Rachel Fredette.
And that's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.